In the last part of the impress.js tutorial, we looked at positioning and rotating in three-dimensional space, as well as scaling, and some more details on how to use CSS with impress.js, for example, with animations. In this part, we are going to look at some of the plugins that impress.js offers, and I will show you where you can find documentation. Impress.js comes with a couple of plugins. They are located in the source and plugins directory. All plugins that are in this directory are included by default in impress.js. For the others, you should read the documentation on how to include them. Some of the plugins here are in use all the time. You don't even notice they're in use. For some others, for example, with the impressConsole, you can add some presenter nodes. I will show you how to do this later. With the autoplay plugin, you can let the presentation auto advance, and with the blackout plugin, you can blank the screen just by pressing B. It just hides all the elements, and the background will stay the same color. First of all, we're going to look at nodes. Adding nodes is quite simple. You just add a div of class nodes, and in here, these are the nodes. You can put any HTML. You probably don't want to style it with CSS, but you can put any nodes there. These nodes, they get presented on the screen, which is definitely not the idea. Therefore, we have to add a bit of CSS in our style.css file, .nodes, and just display none. That's it. Head back into the browser, reload, and the nodes are gone. If you now press P, my browser just blocked the pop-up, you can see your nodes here. And you can also click next and just let this presentation go. And you probably want to bring this into a new browser window and move it to another screen. And then you can see the presentation continuing here if you press buttons on the impressConsole. And finally, we have the autoplay plugin. To initialize this plugin, you want to add data autoplay equals, and then to some amount of seconds. For example, every 7 seconds it should advance. You have to add this to the impress div, and you can also add it to every step to define custom autoplay duration. For example, if you add 0, it won't immediately go to next, but it will stay there indefinitely. So just to deactivate the autoplay plugin by setting the autoplay value to 0. For example, here we want to say like the data autoplay, let's say 7 seconds, and then we add like another div, another step, and that one will advance in 3 seconds. I just noticed this is stupid. Say 10 seconds. Alright. If we head back to the presentation, reload, here it won't advance at all. Then we can head to the next slide, and this slide will advance after 10 seconds have passed, because we specified a specific time. And here you can see we've reached our hello world step, and it also advanced to the overview, which will advance after 7 seconds because we haven't specified a specific amount of time. And we're back on the first slide, and it will appear again. And just like that, we have reached the end of the impress.js tutorial series. I hope you've enjoyed it and you have learned how to use impress.js. Well, at least the basics, and you can now create stunning presentations like this one here. Just be aware, if you have nothing interesting to say, impress.js may not help you.